Hello students, you're welcome to ECHO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I'm going to be your physics instructor for today's lesson. Today, we'll be talking about electric charges. Come along with me and let's check out the learning objectives. By the end of the lesson today, you as a student will be able to define electric charge and list types of electric charge. Secondly, you'll be able to list the properties of electric lines of force. And lastly, you'll be able to state the law of electric charge. Electric charge. Electric charge is nothing but the amount of energy or electrons that pass from one body to another by different modes, like conduction, induction, or other specific methods. Charges are present in almost every type of body. Neutrally charged bodies have no charges, and the standard unit of electric charge is coulomb, and others are microcoulomb and millicoulomb. Mathematically, a charge is the number of electrons multiplied by the charge of one electron, and symbolically it is written as Q is equal to Ne, where Q is a charge, N is a number of electrons, and E is a charge on one electron, and it is denoted by 1.6 times 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulomb. Types of electric charge. There are two major types of electric charges, and they are positive charge and negative charge. When an object has more electrons than proton, it is called a negative charge, while a positive charge occurs when an atom has more protons than electrons. And when it has equal number of electrons and protons, the body is said to be electrically neutral. As you can see from the diagram, electrons have a negative charge, which we have here, and protons have a positive charge, and like I told you earlier on, net charge is equal proton and electrons, and the diagram here depicts what we have just said. Production of charges. There are three ways of producing charges, namely by friction, by induction, and by conduction. In order to charge an object, the charge balance of positive and negative charges will be altered. Let's look at this diagram together. This first diagram depicts charging by friction. When a glass rod is brought near a silk, the glass rod is positively charged, and this silk now gains the electron, which is what? Negatively charged. For induction, we have two bodies, A and B. In this, here is showing no charge. And by the time we bring them together, it shows that A has negative charge, while B has positive charge. And they are being brought together. And you can see when they are separated, they also have their charges retained. And this is what we have here eventually. For conduction, this is a rod that is being brought near another body. And as you can see, it has negative charge. So for conduction, it needs to be what? Nearer to the, it has to touch the other objects. And we said for an object to be charged, the positive and the negative charges will need to be altered. What are the properties of electric charge? Charge is a scalar quantity. It also transfers from one body to another, which means they are movable. Like charges repel each other, and unlike charges attract each other. And charge is always linked with mass, just as we have here, the properties being explained with the aid of a diagram. Electric lines of force. Electric lines of force, also known as electric field lines, are imaginary lines that emerge from positive charge and enter negative charges. They represent the direction and strength of an electric field around a charged object or in a region of space. What are examples of electric line of force? They are radial lines around a point charge. There are lines between parallel plates when we are talking about capacitors, lines around a charged sphere, and lines in a capacitor. Properties of electric field lines. These lines, as you can see, we told you they are imaginary lines. They never intersect each other. The field lines are perpendicular to the surface of the charge, and the magnitude of the charge and the number of field lines both are proportional to each other. So when you are having this diagram, you need to take cognizance of the distances. The start point of the field lines is at the positive, which you can see as the arrow head depicts. Starting point is always at the positive charge and ends on the negative. And this is what we have here. It's coming from the positive down to the negative. So you need to take cognizance of the arrow head to show the direction, like we mentioned earlier on. So for the field lines to either start or end at infinity, a single charge must be used. Laws of electric charge. It states that positive charges repel each other, negative charges repel each other, but opposite charges attract. Just like we have in the diagram, this is negative, positive charge and negative charge. So when we have positive and negative, there is room for what? Attraction. When we have positive and positive, there is repulsion. When we have negative and negative, there is repulsion. And this diagram also shows the same thing. There is repulsion. You can see the sign, the red balls are moving sideways to show it is the same charge. The same thing for positive charges, they are moving sideways. And neutral, that means they have equal amount of protons and electrons. And here, there is attraction because they are negative charges. They don't have the same charge. So opposite charges attract, the same charge repels. Practice question. So I believe during the course of the lesson, and as you are at the end of the lesson, you should be able to list 4 properties of electric charge. Do that while I come back for the answer with you. Welcome back. So let's list the 4 properties of electric charge. Charge is a scalar quantity because it has magnitude. Charge is transferred from one body to another, which means they are movable. Like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. Charge is always linked with mass.
Co-Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
For your observations, comments, or questions, kindly visit our social media handles that is posted on the screen. See you next time, and thank you for your time.
Acing your WAEC and NECO examinations has been made easy by the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education with the ECO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO Candidates television program. Join seasoned teachers as they take you through these core subjects: mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and biology, targeting the exact syllabus of WAEC and NECO. Watch ECO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO candidates on this station. Learners can also connect with ECO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO candidates through these social media platforms to access more educational content and give their feedback. ECO Learner Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. Pass your examinations with flying colors.